as you know, despite, trying to have a business sense of what we're doing, to have the ability, it's a privilege to continue to do this, to find the opportunity to do this as much as you can, with as much as resources as you can, to get out to as many people as you can, right? Obviously, being the fourth estate and really acting on that. It's a privilege to be able to do so. And we're all still fighting with the censorship going on and demonetization. They won't allow some voices to make money and whatnot. However, I'm still waiting for that 24 hours that Donald Trump said he's going to end the war in Ukraine, Russia, and the sanctions to be lifted. And maybe RT and Sputnik come back. With that in mind, I shot a pilot. I didn't have any agreement with anybody. I just wanted to shoot a pilot out there because I still think that the most important thing is to promote discourse. And as we saw the story today on the news, you played some Dana Bash. I watched a little Fox and Friends to see it, the divisiveness that goes on, right? Like, you just have tribal TV all over the place when it comes to the news. Fox doing their thing. Newsweek's is kind of like Fox, but a little bit more QAnon-y, but still conservative. The MSNBC, CNN, you know what I'm saying? They're on the American establishment left. Never do we have a situation where discourse is promoted. I see a little bit going on with that one show on CNN where they do have a couple conservatives on, but they do have those safe, dangerous people with their establishment talking voices. And there are certain things that will never be discussed in the mainstream media. So what I've been trying to do is get a morning show, that would be a 2-hour live stream morning show. And it's 4 co-hosts, for as we call it, Wake Up America. But it's 4 co-hosts with all different political ideologies from the left to the right, right? I'm posing as one of the anti-imperialist leftists, and then we have a libertarian who I actually like a Ron Paul libertarian, and Tatiana Moroz. You might remember her as the singer-songwriter who performed at Rage Against the War Machine, the first one. Then we have Courtney Turner, who's actually, I would say, in Merriam's camp, where they would write books about operations and Tavistock and understanding the underlying what's going on. Tends to lean a little bit conservative, but yes, that's who that is. And then a guy by the name of Gerard Michaels, who I did meet at the Libertarian Convention. Me and Cheese Slice met him there. But he worked for The Blaze. He's a comedian too as well. And I put us all in a room. And it's meant to represent so many different people, but also just show and promote good discourse, because we play so much about the cancel culture. In the very beginning of the show, you were mentioning, Matt, how people canceled Thanksgiving, didn't even sit down. And we're now being programmed to not talk to one another, to make your neighbor the enemy. So this is one of the clips from my new show. I encourage everybody to go on over there. We went public with it because we still haven't found a home for it. But I spent a few pennies on it to get it out there. And I'm really proud of this show because it promotes discourse. This particular video I'm going to play is the one that was made with me going off about illegal immigration. But if you go to the Twitter, you go to our TikTok, you go to our YouTube where we're playing the long form ones, and we have all these other short videos over there. You can get a sense of the panel, who's there, and what they stand for. I think it's amazing, the exchanges, the different ideologies. It really, there's nothing like it out there. So if you guys can help me promote it, I would really appreciate it. And I have a clip that Johnny just put up yesterday from our session we have.
The causation of illegal immigration, right, is what? Our American foreign policy. Absolutely. We have 100 bases in Latin America. They're not the Boy Scouts there. It's an occupation. They're stealing the resources. The same multinational corporations that screw all the Americans here are causing the people to come here because they're stealing all the resources over there. I know you've heard of the UFC before, which was the United Fruit Company, which eventually became Dole and Chiquita. The majority of the bananas in Guatemala are not owned by Guatemalans. They keep these countries destabilized so they can take the resources for pennies on the dollars, and they also thrust the monetary system on there. So aren't these people who are coming, they're coming because of our foreign policy, of us initially breaking the law? You can respond to that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I won't deny.
The causation of illegal immigration, right, is what?
Okay.
That's it. I mean, but yeah, that's like a little clip from it right now, and you can see the panel of the 4 people. It's a great show. Like I said, there's nothing like it out there. It's just a pilot project, but we want to get some momentum behind it, because I do believe that having discourse with people who think differently than you is probably one of the most important things, because we need to have discussions about what's exactly going on and try to understand each other rather than demonize each other. And that's what this this show is all meant to be about. Real journalism, real news, real political commentary, and real discussions.
Craig, this formula is so on point that it's shocking that there's not more people trying to pitch this right now. You're in an open lane with this concept, because we never ever really had anything like this. We back in the day, we thought we did. We were tricked into thinking that when Bill Maher puts 4 couches together and Politically Incorrect, that we were getting that. We were tricked into thinking that these crossfire shows were about getting everybody together and going at each other. None of that was real. It was all scripted. It was all theater. They never actually let the person into the room that has a slightly different ideology than the other person, because it was never about ideology. It was never about approach to a problem. It was always about who are you protecting? And so it was never honest. So now so many people have woken up and they know that all of that was dishonest all the time. But who's going to fill into those 4 couches? Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Wake Up America. That's who I think. And I'm shocked that more people aren't doing this and pitching this, but you can certainly be sure that they're going to be copycatting you once this thing takes off. But that's what we need. We need this right now, Craig Pasta.
This is the YouTube. Like I said, we have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, and I even put people on the in position, right, from left to right. I'm the leftist, Craig Pasta Jardula, right, but I'm not the establishment leftist. I'm the anti-imperialist leftist. And then right next to me is Tatiana Moroz. She's that libertarian, very Ron Paul mindset. So we share a lot of the same opinions when it comes to civil liberties, anti-interventionism, freedom of the press, but we disagree when it comes to our economic policies, right? She doesn't believe in central planning whatsoever. I do. I believe in a healthcare system as a human right. Healthcare is a human right. She doesn't necessarily do that. And then next to her, Courtney, right over there, who, like I said, part of the truth of the movie, leaning a little bit to the right, but the conspiracy theorist person, we need that. That person is never evident in our media. And there's Gerard Michaels all the way to the right. He's a comedian. Like I said, he worked for The Blaze. He's part of the populist right. All these opinions in one room. And I even put them up there from left to right so people can say, oh, there's the left, there's the right, there's what's in between. And just fire away with great conversations. You don't get the exchanges and the conversations on any show like you do in this one over here. And thank you for sharing it, Fred.
Oh, yeah. No, and this is we never really had this ever. You guys are debating actual issues. This is refreshing. This is what it's supposed to be about. What we can say about all 4 of you guys, not one of you is taking big pharma money. Not one of you is a shill for the establishment. Not one of you is a infiltrated CIA operator. You guys are all just having differences on a little bit of ideology and approach to things, but you're coming at it in an honest way. And that's what we need. We need honest debate. I mean, they told us that free speech, we weren't allowed to talk because words are dangerous. Now, hell, they are. They're not dangerous. Words empower us. Discourse empowers us. Debate, healthy, honest debates empower us. So yes, Wake Up America. I love the concept. I can't wait for this thing to go. It's awesome, man. Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to throw our best shot at it. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to. For me, I'd still like to go on RT in the mornings and a live stream, 2 hours a day in the morning, because you get the most journalistic freedom there. But they are sanctioned right now. And most of these people, 3 of these 4 people live in South Florida. There's a studio here in Miami. I really would hope to get the chance. Who knows? Maybe they like the concept, but they have a different leftist. They want to use that. I'd say go for it. As long as they're promoting some type of discourse from people of different ideologies, political ideologies. I think that's really, really important, and it's what we need right now. So it's more than just a show. It's actual movement, an actual movement, and hopefully we can get it going. So, just wanted to share that with you guys. And thank you so much, Matt, for allowing me to share that today with you people.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to updates and when we can start watching this thing regularly. And I look forward to being a guest panelist as well when this thing gets going.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
We want to use the people we know who've been doing the work we've done. You know what I'm saying? But see that, like, somebody had asked me, like, who are these people? Like, they didn't know, because we're so used to staying in our own tribe.
Yeah.
We're so used to staying in our own tribe. I wanted us to get out of that. And this is a show where we listen to other people,
Excellent.
Love it. Gerard Michaels shares a whole different bunch of stuff that I share. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So
Excellent.
thank you again, buddy.
You got it.